Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Today it's back to the underappreciated video game Darkstalkers for the Lord of Vampires himself, Demitri Maximov. Within the demon world of Makai, the vampire Demitri once stood with his head held high. He was an S-class Darkstalker, meaning his powers were far beyond lowly commoners. But all this changed in a single day. Feeling his station wasn't good enough, Demitri went before the most powerful Darkstalker, Belial, and demanded one thing: for him to now rule over all Darkstalkers. Pretty sure that went better in his head because Belial beat the hell out of him. The battle was actually pretty brutal, but in the end, Belial was far beyond him. As punishment, Belial stripped Demitri of his power, decreasing him to an A-class Darkstalker, and banishing him to Earth, where he would now have to hide from the sunlight. After centuries on Earth and drinking human blood, Demitri has worked to not only regain his power, but learn new abilities. While not an S-class Darkstalker yet, Demitri has developed a host of new abilities to go along with his standard ones. He can fly, transform into a bat, and has the superhuman abilities of vampires, but he now can also throw fireballs, teleport, summon bats, and surround himself with a shield of darkness, protecting him from sunlight. Yeah, he can also turn anyone he touches into a more desirable form when he drains their blood. We will not be doing that for a variety of reasons. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are not multi-classing, so this is going to be easy. Make Strength 15, Intelligence 14, Dex 13, Con 12, Charisma 10, and we're going to be dumping Wisdom with an 8. You challenged an S+ class Darkstalker, who's one of the leaders of the three noble houses. You stood no chance, but your arrogance blinded you. Demitri is a vampire. Damphir from Van Richten's is a vampire that can go into sunlight, which works for you since you made yourself immune to sunlight. Spider Climb gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed, which is 35 feet. Dark Vision lets you see in darkness out to 60 feet. Deathless Nature means you don't need to breathe. Ancestral Legacy gives you two skills, Take History and Intimidation. Vampiric Bite gives you fangs that count as simple melee weapons for you. You use your Con modifier for attack and damage, you deal 1d4 piercing damage with them, and you have advantage on the attack roll if you are missing half your HP. Also, when you bite a creature that isn't undead or a construct, you can empower the attack. When you do so, you regain HP equal to the bite damage, or you gain a bonus to your next skill check or attack roll equal to the bite damage. You can empower the bite a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and two more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Intelligence and +1 into Dex. For your origin feat, Tough gives you double your current character level in HP and then adds +2 HP to every level after. For skills, grab Persuasion and Deception. To end out your background, grab Proficiency in Calligrapher's Tools. Level 1 fighters start things off with two skills, grab Acrobatics and Athletics. You are proficient in all weapons, shields, armor, and the saving throws Strength and Con. Fighting Style gives you a Fighting Style feat. For this feat, Unarmored Fighting makes your unarmed strikes 1d6 when holding something in your hands, 1d8 when holding nothing in your hands, and you can automatically deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to a creature you are grappling at the start of your turn. Second Wind lets you shrug off damage by healing yourself with a bonus action by 1d10 plus your fighter level. You can do this twice per long rest, but regain one use after a short rest. Weapon Mastery improves your weapon skills, but you don't use weapons. At the end of a long rest, you choose 3 weapons you are proficient with, and now when you use them, you will be able to activate their Weapon Mastery property. Level 2 fighters gain Action Surge. You can now give yourself a free action once per short or long rest, but you can't cast spells with this. Tactical Mind lets you use your second wind when you fail a skill check, adding the d10 to the check, and if you still fail, you don't burn the use of second wind. Level 3 fighters now have access to their subclass. Eldritch Knight from the Player's Handbook is going to grant you the magic of the mortal humans. Spellcasting gives you spells. Intelligence is your spellcasting modifier. You regain all used spell slots at the end of a long rest, and you're starting out with 2 cantrips and first level spells. I should also point out all the spells you can take from are from the wizard spell list. Weapon Bond lets you bond with a weapon magically after 1 hour, allowing you to summon it with a bonus action. You can do this to 2 weapons, but once more, you don't use weapons in the game, but this isn't Darkstalkers, so use weapons and have fun. For your spells, Firebolt throws a blast of fire out to 120 feet, dealing 1d10 fire damage on a hit. Friends let you hypnotize a humanoid within 10 feet of you by forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, they gain the charm condition for 1 minute while you maintain this spell, but when the spell ends, they will know what you did. The spell ends early. If they take damage, you attack, you deal damage, or you force anyone to make a saving throw. Mage Armor gives you an AC of 13 plus your Dex modifier when not wearing armor for 8 hours. Magic Missile launches 3 bats that auto-hit the target you throw them at, dealing 1d4 plus 4 force damage per bat. You can target a single creature or multiple creatures per bat. False Life grants you 2d4 plus 4 temporary HP. Your character level 3, Spider Climb is improved, allowing you to move across any surface, including upside down without using your hands. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Crusher from the Player's Handbook will improve your punches. First, it increases your strength score by +1. When you deal bludgeoning damage, you can push them back by 5 feet, and when you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage, all attacks against that creature are at advantage until the start of your next turn. You now have 3 uses of Second Wind and up to 4 weapon masteries. For your new spell, Chromatic Orb fires a ball of energy out to 90 feet. When you cast this spell, you choose its damage type, like fire, and it will deal 3d8 of the damage type. If you roll the same number twice in the damage roll, the ball will bounce, and you can now target another creature within 30 feet, dealing another 3d8 damage on a hit. This cannot bounce anymore unless you add spell levels. Level 5 fighters unlock extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Tactical Shift allows you to move up to half your speed when you use Second Wind, and this movement doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. You've hit character level 5, raise your proficiency bonus to +3. Firebolt now deals 2d10 fire damage on a hit. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, bump up strength for more attack and damage. Level 7 Eldritch Knight fighters learn War Magic. Now when you attack, you can replace one of your attacks with a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. You also now have second level spells. For your new spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you make with a bonus action. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement, raise your intelligence for better spell attack and DC. For your new spell, Cloud of Daggers summons a swarm of bats that fill a 5-foot cube for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. While active, anyone who enters or ends its turn in the cube will take 4d slashing damage once per turn. While the spell is active, you can use your action to move the cube up to 30 feet. Level 9 fighters receive Indomitable. You can re-roll 1 failed saving throw per long rest. Tactical Master lets you change the weapon mastery property to weapons you've chosen. For what you can change them to, Push pushes back a creature you've hit with this weapon by 10 feet. Slow reduces the speed of a creature you've hit with this weapon by 10 feet, but it can never be lower than 10 feet. Sap gives a creature you've hit with this weapon disadvantage on their attack rolls before the start of your next turn. Your character level 9, bring your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 10 Eldritch Knight Fighters gain Eldritch Smite. Now when you attack with a weapon, the creature you've hit now has disadvantage on the next saving throw before the end of your next turn. You now have 4 uses of Second Wind and up to 5 weapon masteries. For your new spells, Chill Touch is a melee spell attack that deals 2d10 necrotic damage on a hit, and they can't regain HP until the end of your next turn. Charmed Person targets a humanoid within 30 feet, forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, they gain the charm condition for 1 hour. When the spell ends early if it takes damage from you or your allies, and they will know you charmed them when the spell ends. Level 11 fighters get another extra attack, bringing your total attacks up to 3 per attack action. For your new spell, Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction and automatically stops magic missile from hitting you for that turn. Your character level 11. Firebolt and Chill Touch now deal 3 damage dice each. Level 12 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Strength. Level 13 fighters now have 2 uses of Indomitable per long rest. Studied Attack helps when you whiff on an attack. Now when you miss with an attack, you have advantage on the next attack against the same creature that you missed against before the end of your next turn. You also now have 3rd level spells. For your new spells, Firebolt throws a giant fireball out to 150 feet, exploding into a 20-foot radius sphere. Every creature within the sphere must make a dex save or take 8d6 fire damage. You're now character level 13, bump up your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 14 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Intelligence. For your new spell, Fly unfurls your wings. You now have a flying speed of 60 feet, can hover, all for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. Level 15 Eldritch Knight fighters unlock Arcane Charge. Now, when you use Action Surge, you can teleport up to 30 feet before or after the extra action. Level 16 fighters earn our final official ability score improvement, Bump Up Your Con for more health. You now have up to 6 weapon masteries. For your new spell, Vampiric Touch lets you grab someone and drain their blood. For 1 minute while you maintain the spell, you can make a melee spell attack each turn, dealing 3d6 necrotic damage, and then regain HP equal to half the necrotic damage. Level 17 fighters now have 2 uses of Action Surge and 3 uses of Indomitable. You've hit the final milestone, character level 17. Max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Firebolt and Chill Touch now deal 4 damage dice each. Level 18 Eldritch Knight fighters receive their final subclass feature, Improved War Magic. Now when you attack, you can replace 2 of your attacks with a spell of 1st or 2nd level that has a casting time of 1 action. Level 19 fighters earn an epic boon. You now have access to all feats, including epic boons. I'm going to end this with a +2 to dex for a better AC, but you can end this however you want. You now have 4th level spells. For your new spell, Polymorph lets you transform into a bat. And I literally mean a bat. You transform into a bat, have all the stat blocks the same, for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. Not really that good, but yeah, you need to turn into a bat. Our final level is level 20 fighters, and now you have 3 extra attacks, bringing your total number of attacks to 4 per attack action. For your final spell, take what you want. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 20, Dex 16, Con 14, Intelligence 20, Wisdom 8, Charisma 10. Let's dive in. You are ready for revenge. Your fists are dealing 1d8 +5 bludgeoning damage. You can attack 4 times normal, 8 times with an action surge. You can cast spells instead of attack. These spells can burn your enemies for up to 4d10 fire damage, or you can grab someone and deal 4d10 necrotic damage. For movement, you can fly and teleport and climb walls with no effort. Finally, your AC is 16, you can reroll failed saving throws, heal yourself 1d10 +20 several times, drain blood to heal, and your total health taking the average is over 190 HP. Downside. Firstly, wisdom saves are important. and you don't have one. So those rerolls are going to be used a lot if you go against a spellcaster that targets wisdom saves. And that's about it. You got some serious power and range. You do have abilities that require weapons, but nothing is stopping you from using weapons. It's time to return to Mackay and claim your rightful place as its lord. It's only too bad Belial is dead and Jedi is back, so yeah, good luck. I'd like to thank my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, and Daniel Saftler. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.